Welcome back to Mythology Minis, where legends leap off the page and into your imagination. Today's adventure comes from Japan, a tale of storms, courage, and a dragon with 8 heads. Yes, 8. Get comfy, because this is the story of Susanoo and the 8-headed dragon. Susanoo, the storm god, was known for being loud, bold, and just a little too dramatic. Thunder followed him like a loyal puppy, and the wind swirled around him even when he tried to be calm. One day, after a huge argument in the heavens, Susanoo was sent down to earth to cool off. Literally. He fell through the clouds like a streak of lightning and landed beside a wide, rushing river in the land of Susanoo. He brushed dust off his clothes, grumbling, until he heard something unexpected. Crying. Not storm crying. Human crying. Susanoo followed the sound and found an elderly couple holding their daughter close. The girl, Kusanoo, was gentle-looking, with long dark hair and eyes full of fear. Susanoo asked, "Why do you weep?" The father bowed deeply. "We once had 8 daughters," he said. "But every year, the monster Yamato no Orochi comes to take one away. Tonight, he returns for our last." Susanoo's stormy heart quieted. He wasn't always the most patient god, but he knew injustice when he saw it. He knelt beside them. "I will help you," he said. "But if I save your daughter, may I marry her?" The parents agreed, and Kusanoo nodded shyly. Susanoo smiled, not his usual mischievous grin, but something gentler. Susanoo knew he couldn't fight an 8-headed dragon with strength alone. He needed a plan. He gently transformed Kusanoo into a tiny wooden comb and tucked her safely into his hair. "You'll be safe here," he whispered. Then he turned to her parents. "I need 8 enormous barrels of the strongest rice wine you can make." The couple hurried to brew it. The smell filled the air, sweet, warm, and strong enough to make even a storm god blink. Susanoo placed 1 barrel at each of the 8 gates surrounding the village. Then he hid behind a rocky outcrop and waited. The sky darkened. The river churned. Birds fled. Something enormous was coming. The ground trembled. Trees shook. And then... 8 massive dragon heads rose above the treetops. Each head had glowing red eyes, long whiskers, and jaws big enough to swallow a house. Its 8 tails thrashed behind it like giant snakes. But the dragon didn't attack. It sniffed. One head found a barrel, then another, and another. Soon all 8 heads were slurping loudly, tails swishing, wings drooping. The dragon drank and drank until each head wobbled like a sleepy toddler. Then, all 8 heads collapsed, snoring in perfect, rumbling harmony. Susanoo leapt from his hiding place, sword flashing like lightning. The dragon stirred, but the wine had done its job. Its movements were slow and clumsy, each head wobbling as if it were trying to remember how to roar. Susanoo struck the first head, then the second, then the third. The dragon thrashed, shaking the trees and splashing the riverbanks, but it couldn't rise. One by one, the great heads fell still. At last, only the enormous body remained. The dragon's 8 massive tails lay sprawled across the ground, twitching weakly as the creature's strength faded. Susanoo moved along the length of the great body, checking each tail one by one. When he reached the last tail, the thickest and heaviest of them all, he paused, wanting to be certain the beast was truly defeated. He raised his sword and brought it down. His blade struck something solid hidden deep inside the tail. Susanoo knelt and pulled apart the thick scales. Inside the tail, nestled like a secret, was a shining object, a sword unlike any other, smooth, glowing, and humming with power. He lifted it gently. "This," he whispered, "is no ordinary blade." It was Kusanagi no Tsurugi, the grass cutter, a sacred treasure destined to become one of Japan's 3 imperial regalia. Even Susanoo, wild as he was, felt humbled by its presence. With the dragon defeated, Susanoo returned Kushinadaheim to her true form. She blinked, looked around, and smiled with relief. Her parents wept with joy, hugging her tightly. The village celebrated for days, lanterns glowing, drums echoing, children dancing in the streets. Susanoo, for once, let the wind stay calm. He married Kushinadaheim and built a grand palace in Izumo, where the storm softened and the river ran clear again. And the sacred sword? Susanoo sent it to his sister, the sun goddess Amaterasu, as a gift of peace, a sign that even stormy hearts can change. And that is the tale of Susanoo and the 8-headed dragon, a story of courage, cleverness, and the power of choosing to do what's right. Thanks for joining us here on Mythology Minis, where ancient stories become exciting adventures for curious minds. If you enjoyed today's journey, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new myth. We explore legends from all around the world, filled with brave heroes, clever gods, magical creatures, and lessons that still matter today. Remember, every great story begins with curiosity. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep exploring the myths that shaped our world.